Hello and Assalamu alaikum guys. My name is Mohammad Shehram and you are watching Infospark with Shehram. Today I am again back with another video, and today I think we should talk about something different because my last two videos, one was on an accident, other was on between the war, and today I thought let's make a video that which would show on a topic which is affecting us globally, not only two to three countries or any country that is affecting us globally. So I thought we should talk about the climate change, which is causing the global warming and making our survival difficult at many places. I would ask you guys that what do you think if you live in any country or in any city or in any town, what if that disappears after 20 years? It would be shocking for you, but it could be a truth because of the global warming, as the global warming is making the survival difficult at many places of the world, and Pakistan is one of the most vulnerable countries to that. So, we would start with our The climate change refers to long term shifts in temperature and weather patterns. While some changes are natural, today's climate change is mainly caused by human activity, especially the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. These activities release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which trap heat and cause the Earth's global temperature to rise. This leads to rising sea levels, melting glaciers, extreme weathers events, and shifts in ecosystems. So like this was the main, it was an introduction to that how the climate change affects our lives, and it was an introduction of climate change, that what is climate change, with most of the people don't know about. Our next topic now is Pakistan is less vulnerable, like it produces very less greenhouse gases, but rather than the other countries in the world which are now more industrialized and which are like developed countries. So Pakistan isn't that much developed. We know that it is a developing country and it doesn't have that much industries, which means that Pakistan doesn't it isn't part of those countries who are top 10 in releasing the greenhouse gases and making the temperature rise. Pakistan, it doesn't include in those. Yeah, it is a polluted country, but it doesn't take part in those 10 top 10 countries. It is like somewhere there in top 30 or top 40. But the something that is shocking and sad, that Pakistan is one of the most vulnerable countries in the Asia, including many other countries, and other countries in Asia also doesn't take, like, they are not that much involved in those gases, releasing that gases, because they are also not developed, because many of the countries in the Asia are developing countries, they are not developed. So, but then as well, they are always most vulnerable to these things rather than industrialized developed countries. They are least vulnerable to that. So, I think that the reasons across Pakistan, the reason it is vulnerable should be the scorching heat waves, like cities like Jacobabad. Now, ensure life-threatening impact temperatures exceeding 50 degrees centigrades, which is impossible for survival. What I told you at the start, there is proof that Jacobabad in Pakistan is now slowly getting impossible for survival. Rapid glacier melting, warming temperatures are accelerating the meltdown of Himalayan glaciers, leading to dangerous glacial lake outburst floods that threaten the entire communities. And floods are one of the most biggest natural disasters, or the most the natural disaster which happened in Pakistan. And we remember in 2022 the floods that impacted more than 10 million people. Then the erratic monsoons and catastrophic flooding. Unpredictable rainfalls are causing both droughts and extremes flooding, such as the historic 2022 floods that displaced the millions and submerged one third of the country. Agriculture disruption. Pakistan's vital crops like wheat, rice, and cotton are under threat as shifting weather patterns are devastating harvests and undetermined food security and farmer livelihoods. The public health emergencies. Heat stress, Waterborne illness and mosquito diseases like dengue are on the rise, especially after the flooding events. These are some of the, like, are like how like these are the all those things which are impacting the Pakistan, like heat waves, rapid glacier melting, erratic monsoons, agriculture disruption, and public emergencies. Now we are going to talk about our third topic, which is about climate change. Is not just an environmental issue, it is a matter of justice. Countries like Pakistan contribute the least to global carbon emissions but suffer the most from their consequences. This is what experts call climate injustice. Industrialized nations build their economies by burning the fossil fuels for the centuries. Meanwhile, Pakistan, with minimal emissions, faced deadly floods, water scarcity, and heat waves, and agricultural collapse. The poorest communities who have the fewest resources to adapt and are the ones that are most vulnerable to them. This injustice raises a crucial question: why should the South pay the price for the global North's pollution? This is a question which is impossibly answered by any of the one, that why should the countries who are developing and not much affecting the global warming are always paying the price, and whereas the developed countries are always on the top saving themselves. Our last topic for this video is Asia is home to many of the countries, which include, like many of the developing countries, which include Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Philippines, many other as well. And these countries are once again one of the most vulnerable, and they always get affected. And to now get safe from these things, there is only one way, which is to get united. I do think so that the Asian countries should get unite and make a group of them which should have meetings on these things and to raise their voices for what they haven't done, why are they paying the price for it. I do think that these suggestions could work, like regional climate agreements. Countries can create strong unified climate pacts to reduce emissions and share clean technology and promote green energy investments across the borders. Disaster response collaboration. By building joint early warning systems and sharing data, countries can better prepare for extreme weather events and reduce disasters loss. Water diplomacy. Transboundary rivers like Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra must be managed cooperatively to prevent water conflicts as resources become scarce. And green infrastructure projects. Nation can invest together in regional renewable energy crisis, sustainable transportation systems, and climate resistant urban planning. These are some of the suggestions which I think which should be implemented between the Asian countries to work together against the climate change. So guys, this was my video. I hope you liked and you will enjoy it, because it is one of the most important topics of the nowadays, and it is like not affecting us now, but in the future it will be one of the biggest disasters for us, and it is making our earth planet, it is making impossible survival, and it is trying to, like, slowly through these things we have to then shift to other planets, which is very difficult and it requires much more technology. So I do think that we should stop now, implement on these things and stop the climate change. So guys, Allah Hafiz and bye bye.